All right. All right, so I got malicious code. And another name for malicious code is also called vandals, and it's a new breed of internet threats that can be efficiently controlled by cannot be efficiently controlled by antivirus software alone. So you have to get other software to interact with it to try to stop it. And it will enter your network drives once it's inside of your network or workstation. And it can also cause network and mail server overload by sending messages and stealing data and passwords and deleting document files or email files or passwords and even reformatting your hard drive, leaving you with nothing. They come in different forms. You can get them through your Java apps, through ActiveX control, through scripting languages, through browser plugins, one of the big ones, and also pushed content. Different ways you can get it is by downloading plugins for Firefox. Most of the time they come from the web browsers. You're surfing the internet, a window pops up and says your computer's been infested, and click OK, and they want your credit card information, and then they can get your computer cleaned up. And then also the apps for your mobile devices now. I know Apple and Android devices are having a lot of problems right now. People are stealing people's information when they download and install one of your apps that you created. Symptoms: your computer will become sluggish, or your handheld device. You'll get a lot of network activity, or your files could be missing. The antivirus or anti-malware programs may not open. If you try to open them, to try to remove the malware that's on your computer or the malicious code. Easiest way is to isolate the network or computer as soon as possible once it's been infested. And then some people recommend cloning the drive. That way, if you go through and mess something else up, you can recover the data, whatever's left on the drive. And then also, it's a good idea to backtrace your steps to see where it came from to begin with, so you can prevent it in the future from happening again. And also, you can find evidence usually from logs or modified files, and you can also see when people are accessing the network and see who was on at that time when that problem occurred. Different types of cleaning software, network software. You can install right to your network. There's a program called eSafe, and it stops the malicious code from when it first enters into the network to prevent any network loss. And then also for like the home users, there's a few other programs. You have SpyBot, Hijack This, and Malwarebytes. Most important thing is to always back up your computer on a regular basis and keep your programs up to date with the security updates and all that good stuff. And you want to take the computer offline or the client offline as soon as possible once you get infested, so it doesn't affect anybody else's computer. Like you got the laptop that also has air on it. Look through the log files as well on a regular basis to make sure that there's nothing that looks suspicious going on, because it might not right away attack your whole system. It could take time. Ways to prevent it, or if it hasn't happened yet, ways to prevent yourself from getting into it. But most people end up getting it sometime over the lifetime of their computer or from the network. And you want to implement an intrusion detection system. And that kind of a system will let you know as soon as there's a problem or a hiccup on your network, so you'll be able to stop it right away before it gets too bad. There's integrated checkers that you can use, which are pretty helpful. There's one called Tripwire, which is a huge company now. They'll help you out. And then AIDE, A-I-D-E. It's a file and directory checker. Checks all the time. You can set it to schedule at different times of the day to go through and check everything and make sure everything's okay. And most important thing, again, is to do regular backups, because you don't want to end up like that server where I got hit with a couple years ago. That was one of the floods, and it came through and wiped out a bunch of servers for a small business, and they lost all of their customers and all their employee information. And they say to back up do a full backup, and then also do the particular backups. So you back up the whole computer, and then also just like the user data. and they'll save you hours of hassle later on. And before you go back online, once you have a problem, you're going to make sure that your patches are up to date on that client computer, on that network that you took down. And you're going to want to change the administrative passwords on the recovery machines, because usually the malicious code are able to grab those passwords, and then if you put it back online without changing them, they can go back in and then destroy it all over again. And you're going to have multiple monitoring methods active at all times. Conclusion, most of us will be a victim of some type of malware in the near future. And document your findings whenever you have a problem or a hiccup. It'll help you in the long run so you don't have that problem again. And you'll be successful if you follow these steps that I've mentioned, and good luck. And then I have a small video here that just happened, I think it was last month, with a whole bunch of websites got taken over by a malicious code, and they made millions of dollars. They'll talk about millions of dollars off of people's credit cards information. Pops up a window telling you your computer's been infested with a whole bunch of viruses, random number. And then a person clicks OK, and they ask you for credit card information, pay for the program, and you don't get a program or anything. It's just over. So it doesn't ruin your computer. They just take your money. That's the way to do it.
I'm Jennifer Meckles for AOL News Now. Viruses and malicious codes attack computers all the time, but one of the latest, dubbed Lysamoon, is making headlines because it's big, very big. So big, in fact, that it's already hit over 4 million websites. WebSense explains how it works.
It gives us this pop-up warning saying that our computer is at risk and we have malware and other security issues, and when you click OK, it shows you a fake scanning tool, which is of course all fake. It's just JavaScript and images. And it looks like it's going through a hard drive and finding all sorts of different malware.
Lysamoon targets websites, millions of them, to redirect you to a fake virus scanning site. The malicious site is disguised to look like a Windows antivirus scanner. It prompts you to enter credit card info to fix up your computer, then steals your money, and you're left with the fake. But who's been infected? eWeek says just about everybody. Users all around the world are affected, with victims in the United Kingdom, Kuwait, India, Australia, Turkey, Brazil, Israel, Mexico, Taiwan, and Chile, among others. The bulk of the victims, at 47%, appear to be from the United States. Most web applications have filters that prevent rogue commands like Lysamoon, but somehow this code has sidestepped many of them. They're more likely penetrating web systems used by the sites, such as outdated content management and log systems. Security experts are still trying to determine exactly how the SQL injection occurs. It has been called the most serious attack of its nature to date. BBC interviewed WebSense's senior manager for security research, who calls the attack, quote, worrying.
The fact that they've been able to get their malicious code on so many websites around the world, and we know that these tricks they're using to trick people into installing the fake security products, it works. They make millions and millions of dollars doing this.
And that's what they're after, money.
It's always about money.
And Techland warns, though Mac operating systems are known for being more resilient against attacks, Apple fans could be affected too. There is one benefit for iTunes users. Apple says that it prevents the code from automatically executing, even on affected feeds. But if you've downloaded any podcasts from iTunes lately, you might want to update your antivirus systems, just to be on the safe side. Tech sites all around have said the easiest way to avoid this is to keep your own virus scanners up to date. I'm Jennifer Meckles for AOL News Now.
And that's where I got my information, and then I found a clip of a joke here. It says, I hacked into the school's computer and changed all my grades. Then the computer hacked into my computer and deleted all my games.